Hello friends, Tom Downey here for Chat Sports, here to talk about the Tiger vs. Phil match play. It's the match for $9 million. The really, as of right now, until we get to the Masters, the premier golf event. Tiger vs. Phil, maybe it's like a decade too late, but it's still going to be must-watch. Tiger, perhaps unsurprisingly, he is the betting favorite. He, by the way, said that is as it should be. He has won 80 career PGA Tour events, 14 major titles compared to Phil's 43 and 5. Now, when they've played in the same group, Tiger holds a slim lead, 18, 15, and 4. Not match, but that's just stroke play head-to-head when they've been paired together in the same group. And this used to be a very heated and at times almost awkwardly bitter rivalry between Tiger and Phil. That has very much cooled down, in part because, well, Tiger's not the same guy he used to be. He's not the same, I want to kill all of my opponents each week. He's kind of mellowed in his advanced stage, and the back injury, I'm sure, has played a big factor in that. Money not actually as close as you might think it is. And oh, by the way, the top 10 finishes, it's a lot for both players. 193, 193 apiece. Phil actually has the lower round in a PGA Tour event. Now, this game will be played at Shadow Creek Golf Course in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's pay-per-view. You got to pay the $20 for it if you want to watch. I'm certainly going to. And one thing I think to watch out for a little bit here, Phil has played more recently in terms of actual competitive golf. Tiger's been away for about 2 months or so. So even though Phil's the underdog, maybe he's a decent bet there. There are the betting odds courtesy of our friends over at BetDSI. Phil plus 132, Tiger minus 172, and as I expect, those lines will shuffle throughout the days, I guess now, leading up to Tiger versus Phil. I'm joined now by Clark Burrows from BetDSI, the former Ohio State great golfer who won the 1985 NCAA Championship and, of course, played on the PGA Tour as well. Clark, thank you so much for stopping by.
Yeah, great to be on the show, Tom.
All right, let's talk then about the match, Tiger versus Phil. Obviously, you're over at BetDSI. What kind of action have you seen so far on this match?
Well, we've had that matchup up for several months, probably, when they first announced it months back. And it's funny, the line started out like Woods a slight favorite, then it climbed all the way up to 200, 220 at spots when Tiger was making his run there in August at the PGA and at the Tour Championship, which he won. And now, actually, the line's dropping. I dropped the line to 172 right now. Other places are still at 190 maybe, but we're getting a lot of action on Phil Mickelson the last couple days.
Interesting. Do you think that has anything to do with the lack of recent tournament golf experience for Tiger? He's been away for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, both of them have been away from it. I mean, Phil played in San Fran out there, but, you know, it's hard to tell their form right now. You know, Phil's probably still been playing around town in his, you know, money games, but I bet you Tiger's been kind of taking it easy, and with his kids being, younger, I bet you he's been taking care of his kids and really probably isn't that prepared for this. And in match play, you never know what's going to happen. Anybody can beat anybody on any given day on match play, you know.
All right, so one of your prop bets up right now on BetDSI is if the 18th hole will be played at all. What kind of action has there been, and do you expect it to go 18 holes or even beyond that into a playoff?
No, I don't really. We don't have that much action on that, but we do have action on the odds, which hole will the player, go out on, and a lot of action on 13th or lower. On this specific spot here, will the match go to a playoff? Is that what we're on now? Yes, 250 minus 300. There's not a lot of action on that. They're more apt to be betting like, will there be an eagle, or will the guy 3-putt? Yeah, that's the one we're on. 13th or earlier. That line opened at plus 5,000. It's down to 2,500. We've taken some action on the 13th hole or earlier. And my question on that is, if somebody goes out on the 12th or 13th hole, I mean, what's the program going to be? What's the event going to be? 2 hours? I mean, they're playing at twosome. It's match play. They're going to play fast. If a guy hits it in the cactus bush, He's going to concede the hole, and they're going to go to the next. They aren't going to have to sit there and wait for the guy to finish the hole. So, I don't know if they've got it. I don't think they would, get it rigged where, hey, listen, man, lay off me if I'm 6 up after 8 holes, because, they're only going to be on the air for, 2 hours then. 13th hole. I think the whole event's going to take about 3 hours total. I don't think it's going to be much longer than that, playing at twosome.
Let's talk about some of the individual prop bets here for holes. Longest drive on number 4. That's kind of a hole that I think sets up a little bit better for Phil. Based on the odds, seems like you're kind of feeling the same way here.
Actually, it sets up better for Tiger, because we got Tiger favored -135.
Oh, my bad.
Well, Tiger's a better driver of the golf ball. He's not that good, driving accuracy, but against Phil, Phil's he's all over the lot, right? Most days you can't find the earth, right?
Again, we'll kind of scroll through some more holes here. That long par 5 on number 4. Some more prop bets here you guys have on individual holes. You've got that short par 5. Seems to set up better for Tiger. What are you expecting on 5? You think that'll be kind of a hole where they go right at the pin?
I think every hole, Tom, they're going to go right at the pin. When I used to play, I used to go at every pin, and these guys are way better than I was. So they're going to be going, in this competition, they're going to be going at every single pin.
That's certainly the more fun way to play golf for sure. All right, one more hole prop bet here that we've got is number 11, a drivable par 4. You think they'll actually be able to do it? So far, the odds seem to indicate that no, they're not.
Well, it's definitely not about the distance. I think the hole's, 290 yards. They're probably going to play it. And these days, with this equipment, they can get on there with a 3-wood. You know what I mean? Back in the day, we'd be pounding driver. But nowadays, the problem is will they actually get it on the putting surface? They could hit a heck of a shot and be on the fringe, and, that would be a loser. So it's always tough to hit anything 285 yards on a green. So, I'd have to say that probably they won't. I think they'll have the distance, and I think they'll both go for the green. But on the green, those guys hitting it straight, I don't know. If it was Tommy Fleetwood or Rory McIlroy, they probably would, because they hit it straight. But Tiger and Phil always struggle with accuracy, so I don't think they will hit it on the putting surface.
All right, folks, you can get in on this action at chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code LIVE120. That gets you a 120% deposit bonus with BetDSI. Clark, thank you so much for stopping by and chatting some Tiger Phil.
No problem, Tom. I appreciate it.
Let's take a look, though, at some of the holes in this one in terms of the actual golf course itself. Shadow Creek Golf Course in Las Vegas, Nevada. We'll scroll through all 18 holes here, so we can get to all of them. By the way, one note for the first hole. Tiger and Phil already made a side bet. All side bets are going to charity in this one. On Phil birdieing the first hole, Phil said, I got $100K on it. Tiger said, double it. This is their own money that they're going to bet on for charity. So hole number 2, another par 4, a little bit more of a disjointed par 4. A lot of bunkers up front there, a split fairway. That's another par 4. Some other notable holes, we'll go through all of them here, folks. Number 3, a longer par 4, dangerous water left, then bends back to the right near the green. 486, again, a rather lengthy hole. I think they'll be challenged quite a bit here. This is a fun one, a dog leg left, hole number 4, a long par 5. That water's quite intimate where it kind of juts into the middle of the fairway. Reachable for both of these players, but we'll see how aggressive they are. Hole number 5, a much more birdieable hole, a short par 3, just 145. I expect both Tiger and Phil to go for the pin as best they can. Hole number 6, this is a long one, 507 yards. For us amateurs, that's kind of more of a 3-shot hole, not quite a true par 5 for the pros, but for us, maybe a little bit more challenging. That's hole number 6 there, again, a long par 4. Hole number 7, 571, a lengthy, and again, another dogleg left par 5, which I think actually kind of favors Phil Mickelson just a little bit more than it does Tiger. Hole 8 takes you back to a par 3, not quite as short, but doable, just 183. Again, I think you'll see some guys or the guys try and take a bit of a run there, though those bunkers, you see it right there on your screen, front left, will be a bit concerning. Hole number 9, the water comes back into play, a windy fairway, not that long. This, I think, is going to be a classic Tiger Stinger 2-iron hole. Hit it low, let it roll out. Again, beautiful course, by the way. Feels like you're in North Carolina in the middle of Vegas. Hole 10, a big dog leg, right, especially once you get past that bunker on the right. 437 again. I don't think you'll see Tiger hit drivers here. This sets up well, I think, for that Stinger 2-iron, that driving iron, if that's the route Tiger wants to go. Hole 11, I think you'll see them get aggressive. 303, the bunker front left is not overly concerning. You can even go a little bit long if you need to with the way the green is slanted. 303 yards, par 4. I think you'll see them be aggressive and try to drive the green. Now, with that said, here are the odds on BetDSI. Will either player drive the 11th hole? Yes, plus 275. No, minus 345. I like the upside, and you know what? As a friend told me with the NFL Rams-Chiefs games, life's too short to bet the under. Give me yes. I'll be aggressive. I think Tiger or Phil will drive the 11th hole, try and take a hole in this match play format. Hole number 12, a shorter par 4, just 405 again. I think you'll see some light irons there. Stinger 2-iron for Tiger. Again, just beautiful holes, the way it kind of almost bends in around the fairway. All right, more holes here coming up for you guys when we assume they're still going to be playing. 220 yards, par 3, a little bit intimidating with the way it's set up. The bunkers on the right, all of that water. That's a rather intimidating tee shot. I won't be surprised if you see the players, I should say Tiger and Phil, aim it out to the left. Try and escape with a par on that one. It's a tough hole with a tricky green as well. All right, hole number 14, 493, a long par 4, a split fairway as well. The bunker on the right. The fairway does expand closer to that bunker, so you might see a little bit more aggressive in terms of a driver or a wood off the tee. Hole number 15, water left, not that wide of a fairway, 482-yard par 4. A little bit of an intimidating tee shot with the water left, the bunker right. Might see one of them lay up just a little bit shorter. Hole 16, I love the way this is designed. You've got almost a straight-on tee shot. You have to take it up to the left side, then kind of almost go across the right again. A long par 5, split fairway, bunkers on the right. You might see one of them try and take it up the left side and run it up the fairway if they can that way. This might end up being a 3-shot par 5. Then there's number 17, a shorter par 3, just 151, so it'll be a wedge or a 9-iron, I think, at most for these players, these golfers, but intimidating as all get out, right? Water everywhere. If you leave that short, you're in big trouble with the bunker on the front left. You can kind of see it there. Will be an intimidating approach shot. And then number 18, another par 5 with the way it's all set up as well. By the way, that water on the right, it's 3 separate waterfalls flowing into each other. 529. You can be aggressive if you want with the way that's set up. Maybe you want to play it left and aim at that bunker out there, or kind of more in the middle of the fairway. Maybe you try and take an aggressive line if you're down 1, entering 18. Either way, should be a fun finishing hole if they get to that. So who do you have in the match? Type T for Tiger, type P for Phil. Look, I'll be honest, guys. I grew up idolizing Tiger Woods. I got to pick Tiger this week. Give me T for Tiger. And by the way, I'm also going to bet on Tiger this week. Let me know if you guys are. Type Y for yes, type N for no. And if you want to bet on the match, you need to do it with BetDSI. Chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code LIVE120 for a 120% deposit bonus. Put down $100, they'll give you $120. Put down $50, they'll give you $60. Have some fun with their live betting throughout the match of Tiger versus Phil. So head over to chatsports.com/bet and use that promo code LIVE120.